All right, everyone, we have a great one for you today. We have Rafael from Jusfy joining us, one of our portfolio companies from Latin America. How's it going, Rafael?
So good. Thank you for this opportunity, Tanner.
We like to kick these off with a little fun before we dive into learning more about what you're doing at Justify. So maybe to kick us off, before we dive into Justify, let's start with like a fun one. If you weren't working in legal tech, what other industry or role would you be doing? What would you be passionate about?
This is hard because if you look to my life, it is almost to. I was built to be a lawyer or to work in a legal tech. I was a lawyer, 16 years, dedicated as a lawyer, practicing law. I was a lawyer before create Jusfy. So it's a little bit hard to imagine because half of my life is dedicated in the legal tech area. But yeah, I really love sports. Really love sports. I really practice it and spend a lot of time in my childhood or teenagerhood uh, playing soccer, Brazilian football, yeah, soccer. So I really had this dream when I was a teenager to become a soccer player, professional soccer player. So if I could choose something to do, if I had talent, of course I don't have, I I would like to become a football player, a soccer player.
I love it. And that's kind of a lead into the next question, which is like, what are like a couple unknown facts that would make us say, wow, one of those I didn't know is, the aspiring athletic goals and aspirations there. But what are a couple other facts?
Let's begin with the probably my weak point, man. 2 years ago, I didn't speak any word in English, so probably I could go to McDonald's and order a Big Mac and return ice cream. So I really need to dedicate every single day to learn. And sorry for my bad English, but now is other level because 2 years ago it would be totally impossible to talk with you. So it's I think that I'm really proud that I could reach. Uh, the second one, let's go with I tend to think about American when Americans thinking about Brazil, they never think about what I'm wearing. It's hot, it's beach, it's tropical. Man, I live in Brazil, but I live in another kind of Brazil. I live in the south. Here, really make cold. Now it's less than 10 degree. I don't know how much Fahrenheit is that, but it's cold. I'm wearing a jacket. And the third one, let's keep staying in sports. Because I really addicted in sports in general. I really like American sports, basketball, football, American football, and I really follow the seasons. And so I'm really waiting the next season in the football on September. I buy tickets to go. We'll have a game here in São Paulo, so I really like. I really like. I'm a Green Bay Packers supporter, so I like. I like.
I love it. I did not know any of those facts. So great stuff there. Last kind of fun question here. If you could be anywhere in the world, where would you be? I'm gonna guess it wouldn't be Santiago, Chile, just because you just got back from there. But where would you choose?
In this case, with infinite money.
Infinite money. The checkbook is open.
So no doubt I would choose Santa Monica. Man, I really love that place, the vibe, the culture, the American dream, the weather. So here is winter, so I'm a little bit tiring to use a jacket, so I want to go to the beach. And Santa Monica is amazing place that Almost every time that I need to go to the Silicon Valley, I spend 1 2 days in there. I really appreciate that.
I love it. So let's jump into Jusfy. You guys have quite an amazing origin story, of like early market pull and adopters. Would love for you to give kind of a quick intro on how you got started.
Okay, I will try to be a little bit short here because this is my passion. Man, to be totally honest with you, Tanner, I've never imagined create a legal tech or a startup. Brazilian lawyers, they are semi-logic, and I was one of them. So I I'm not a developer, so it wasn't my plan. But it's a totally lack of solutions in our vertical that bring me here. Brazilian lawyers suffer with a lot of daily pains. We are one of the biggest bureaucratic country in the world, and one of that is the Brazilian law require to show calculations when you enter with a lawsuit. So you need to show a calculation code, value of the code. Sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's not, because here is Brazil. The average time of a lawsuit in Brazil is more than 7 years. We have more than 50 specific index to calculate inflation. So Brazil is hard to operate. And we have 93 law courts in Brazil. And each one can choose a specific index to put in decision in whatever thing. So sometimes it's an easy calculation, but sometimes not. And because of this, I'm not so good in math, so I need to hire a physical accountant. And this is so expensive. $100 to $300 per calculation, 2 or 3 weeks to deliver the calculation. And almost always my customers didn't want to pay. So I needed to pay. And man, in a 1 month, the bill got $6,000. And I was totally mad with that, Tanner. I started to realize that, man, must exist some feature to calculate this automatically, because it's, in my mind it would be obvious. And I searched in whatever place that you imagine, and I didn't find. And probably, Tanner, I had my biggest luck in my life that I met Juliano, my co-founder, a developer, in this perfect time. Because I like to make this joke, Brazilian lawyer and developer, they don't speak the same language. So I had things to talk with Juliano, and I built a solution for myself, for my own law firm. Never imagined create a product. But imagine 2 or 3 weeks to 2 or 3 minutes and for free. I was totally proud. And I start to share with my colleagues, with whatever people. And this caused a huge problem. My AWS server exploded the cost. And when I start to investigate what happened, there were 142 people using my solution. I call to Juliano and say, Juliano, cut their access, put password, and just log in for my own law firm. I will not pay for them. Juliano did. And 30 minutes after this, they start to call to our law firm phone and say, to summarize, man, please put online again. If the problem is money, say the price, we will pay. So it was totally random, our history. Of course, I'm not so dumb. So it's offer and demand. So classic in my mind, in my eyes. And we put Jusfy in the market in June 21, trying to solve this huge problem about Brazilian lawyers, math problem, just that. And Tanner, 4 months after this, I got break even, and I had my first 1,000 pay users. It was 2021, and I was a lawyer, so I didn't have no idea that what I was doing at that time. So I realized that, okay, I had other 15 years of problems in my back. I will try to solve everyone. And this probably is our magic point because Jusfy is one of the last one legal tech created in Brazil, in Latin America. But we are the first mover to create a all-in-one solution, one-stop shop for Brazilian lawyers. Our mission and our vision is that all things that lawyers need or want, they must find in Jusfy. Is that we are trying to create right now.
I love it. It's a great story, one that we admire. And you had from early innings customers basically knocking on the doors to get access. Maybe talk about the evolution since 2021. When you talk about the 15 other years of problems that you had the laundry list to go solve, like what else have you started to add on to the platform to solve pain points for customers?
Add-ons we just put in the last year. We are trying to create a bundle to really have this killer product in comparison to possible competitor, because when we look at that, I don't have in Brazil any other competitors trying to create this battle or all-in-one solution. I have competitors in each features, but when they focus on our plan or pricing, man, it's totally undefeatable because I have 26 features in my plan. So, but I have a good position because I was a lawyer. So I know what they want. I know the way that they thinking about what they search, their fears. So I can transit and manage with them better than other competitors probably that. So it was natural the way that we are putting new features, because I like to say that, Tanner, I can't build a rocket to go to the moon if my customer want to go to the next road. So I need to deliver what they want right now, because I'm in this process to revolution the vertical. My biggest competitor in Brazil is paper and pen. I'm the first software for a lot of people. So it's a process. Yeah.
So now that you have tens of thousands of folks using the platform, what kind of new features are they really excited about, especially as you start expanding in the law firms you're already serving?
No doubt it's our AI feature. Yeah, AI will change the world. Every single person in the world know that. So how Justify can survive against OpenAI, Gemini, or even though Harvey, yeah, they have infinite money. I don't have, so I need to do some things that they will not do. Brazil's system is a unique case. Why? Pandemic times brought good things for Brazil. 93 law courts that now are totally digitalized. We don't have paper anymore in law courts. All the lawsuits are digital. I'm downloading every lawsuit in Brazil to have this big data in Jusfy. And man, I have another unique case here in Jusfy. I have almost 50,000 users working every day in Jusfy and training my own LLM. So I can deliver specific things that the other players can't or will spend or wasting a lot of time and money. And I can do that with my base. It's a network effect. So right now I can deliver things that no other competitors can deliver. Deep inside knowledge about Brazilian system. So we are so excited that 77% of our base use every single week our feature, the AI feature. It's like a co-pilot for Brazilian.
No, that's it's amazing. For maybe some of the uninitiated, like maybe talk about the Brazilian market, like the legal market, because there are some really interesting nuances for how you serve technology and unique pain points in the market.
Let's go with a really surprising thing for people that never thinking about Brazil. We are the biggest population of lawyers in the world. 1.5 million lawyers in Brazil. And when I say lawyers, it's people that passed in bar exam. We have bar exam too. So we have other 5 million people that got a degree in law and never passed in bar exam. So we are the biggest country in the world with population. And of course, we are the biggest competitor too, because and another really interesting thing about Brazil, totally different than America, Tanner. Here is totally forbidden to do advertisement to get customer. So how a young lawyer can get customer? It's almost impossible. So this is one example that how Jusfy can solve specific pains about our system. I created a marketplace for that. I connect the digital customers that want a digital lawyers, and this is totally together with the law. So I'm not breaking anything. So this is our position that probably take Jusfy in another level when we compare to the other competitors. We want to create I think like, an example is not so good, but to understand Brazilian reality, a toast for Brazilian lawyers. I deliver the customer, they will create the document or the lawsuit here in Jusfy, they will manage and control workflow and deadlines, and our next step is to create a fintech for that. So we want to have all the supply chain of a lawsuit here inside in Jusfy.
I love it. Maybe we're touching on like actually also in addition to the workflow automation that you guys provide in the platform, the actual unification of data. You mentioned, a huge population of lawyers, over $90 million, 90 million cases in backlog in the market. Yeah. So highly litigious country. And then, how can lawyers manage the 93 different court systems, all the data in different locations? Like, how are they using Jusfy to solve that?
It's really hard to be a Brazilian lawyer. 93 law courts, each one with a specific platform to practice law. It's digital, so it's nice, but it's public. I don't know if America has this problem and the public thinks in Brazil doesn't work. So it's so common that the platform is offline or something like that. So we have a lot of memes on Instagram here that a lawyer lose their sleep and wake up that, oh man, I did that, the deadline is today or something like that. So we work like a double check to that. We collect every lawsuit related with their bar association, put in a one page to their contract and manage the deadline. Like, okay, this to simplify. My AI will read the last movement, return to you, Tanner, something like that. Oh, Tanner, I understood the last movement is a decision, your suggest task is a recurse, and your deadline is 15 days. You want to put in your schedule or Rafael's schedule? Well, for Brazilian lawyers, it is almost magic. So the next step is the other level. Man, Tanner, I understood this is a decision. You need to do the recurse. you want I create to you? Because when I told you I have the big data, I have all information for your lawsuit. So when I say that it's not a template or a model, will be a specific document with specific information for your lawsuit. It's this thing that we are building right now.
Love it. Maybe a couple more questions on my end. And so, fast forward a couple years, what are you most excited about, in the Brazilian marketplace, or what Jusfy, is going to bring to market?
I'm so excited with whatever you think. So our growth bring to me this energy to imagine we almost double in just one semester. So this is so nice. We are writing the history too here in our vertical. This is so exciting. But no doubt is the AI thing that can change the way that lawyers work. Yeah, our vision about that different probably some startups in America that want to replace lawyers. Here in Brazil, I can't see that. I think lawyers will not die. They will change the way that they work. In Brazil, because we have the biggest population, 87% of them are SMB law firms, small law firms. I can bet with you, Tanner, this number will reach 95, 97% in the next 2 years. We will deliver this efficiency to a single lawyer working alone. So this is the thing that I see the future about the AI. And another amazing thing that we are looking for create right now is that imagine I have the big data. I have 50,000 users training my LLM. When this will be ready, the other side will be so nice, amazing. I will take my AI and focus on law courts, and I can know how way that judge, how much time that judge delayed to judge, and the amazing thing, how much money that judge gave that kind of lawsuit. So I will be the first, and I wait and hope to be the only one to put a price in every lawsuit. And man, we have 93 million achieved lawsuit in Brazil with every ticket in $10,000. So it's a $1 trillion market, totally untouched. So I want to be the first to put my foot on water. So and I want to close the door when I will be there. But so it's that we want to that. We are creating a vertical SaaS, of course, amazing. But the next step is that collecting every information, every data, treating this data to create a unique thing to become this fintech. I want to create a credit score based in lawsuits. So the customers of lawyers will open the mouth to talk the case. I will know how much, how many time will delay, and the probability to the other party to pay. So it's a credit score based in lawsuit.
I love it. Full circle from doing the, early calculations of, what a case value might be, to workflow automation, practice management, to even predictive analytics and valuation. So I love it, Rafael. Last question, part of question, then we'll get you out of here. Any, final advice for founders that are new entering the legal tech market?
Oh man, I don't know if I want to reply this answer. I really love to not have competitors, but of course it's a joke. But man, especially in our vertical, we really need to understand the way that lawyers think, their mindset. You need to really have this deep inside knowledge about them because we are living this revolution in our vertical. It was analogic 5, 10 years ago. So if you were an engineer, you never understand the lawyer mindset. So you need to really, really understand. And it's not so easy because if you make a question to them or something, they will not have the correct answer. I did business managing too in university, and I remember the Henry Ford phrase that, man, in the beginning, before the invention of cars, if you ask to the people what they want, they will never say cars. They would say faster horse. It's almost the same. So they don't know. They really suffer. So they don't have any idea what the future can solve the problem. And so you need to understand, you need to know what the way that they work to create a unique thing, to solve the daily pains, to create an amazing thing for them.
I love it. Well, Rafael, thank you so much for taking the time, and great to see you as always.
Thank you so much, Tanner. It's amazing opportunity. And sorry again for my English. It's really a pleasure to share our history.